Hi and welcome to the Mum Boss Method podcast. I am Chrissy and I'm the Mum Boss. Thank you very much for joining me back here. I'm just trying to rearrange my screen. I don't know what's going on here. I just don't know what's going on, people. Anyway, it doesn't matter. I want to talk to you today about some really powerful and personal shifts that I'm going to be sharing with people. This is the mindset reset that you need to change everything in your life. These genuinely changed everything for me, and I did a podcast that kind of set the the ball rolling on this topic a couple of weeks back, and then I just realised that I wanted to say a bit more about it. And these mindset shifts changed, as I said, they changed everything for me, not just in weight loss or how I built my business, but in how I see myself as a midlife perimenopausal woman. I am about to turn 45 in 8 days and I'm perimenopausal. You know that, you hear that from me all the time. And a week ago, I had my first ever fitness photo shoot. And let me tell you something, I feel stronger, I feel sexier, I feel more me than I ever did in my 20s or 30s. But I didn't get here by chasing that old version of me. I didn't get here trying to get back to that version of me in my 20s and 30s. I got here by doing exactly the opposite. I got here by letting her go. I got here by rebuilding from the inside out. And so that's what I'm going to talk to you about today. 3 shifts. And at the end of this episode, I want to invite you to join me for a 3-day experience where I am going to be sharing these shifts in a lot more detail. And that is called the 3-day midlife, no, the 3-day midlife mindset reset. Oh my goodness. By the way, I've been awake since 2:30 a.m. It is now 3:08. I couldn't get back to sleep last night, so I painted my office wall, just in case you're watching this instead of listening. I painted my office wall. It was the 3rd coat. But yeah, that's probably got a lot to do with why I can't talk. Anyway, if you come and join the reset, the links are in the show notes for you to join. 3 days where I'm going to take you through these mindset shifts in a lot more detail, but I want to go over them with you high level now. So shift number 1, I've kind of already alluded to this. I stopped trying to get back to my old self. For years, I found myself saying, I just want to feel like me again. I feel lost. I just want to get back to my old self. But what I have realised, or what I did realise, and I am realising so much more now that I'm reflecting back on this journey, I was chasing an old version of me. And that version of me did not even fit into my life anymore. She didn't fit my life didn't fit her. I was using her as my measuring stick, as my yardstick for how my life was going in my 40s, in my late 30s and early 40s. The thing is, she didn't know what I know now. She didn't carry what I carry now. She got me here, and I thank her for that. But trying to get back to who I was in my 20s and 30s is literally stepping backwards. It's taking me backwards. She wasn't meant to be who I've evolved into. And the moment I stopped and I gave myself permission to stop going backwards and start becoming who I am now, everything changed. Everything. Because let me tell you something, you're not meant to shrink into your past. You are meant to rise into your new chapter, into your next chapter. Let me say that again. You're not meant to shrink into your past. You are meant to rise into your next chapter. So that's I keep nearly swearing, don't I? Mindset shift number 1 is that I stopped trying to get back to my old self. Mindset shift number 2 is I started acting like the woman I wanted to become. And this one is huge. For so long, I waited for motivation. I waited to feel ready. I waited for the sign, for the time to be right, for the stars to align. I thought I had to believe in myself before I could take the action. But here's the thing, and I know I've said this before. Belief doesn't come first. Motivation doesn't come first. Action does. So I started asking myself, what would the most empowered version of me do today? How would she walk into this room? How would she fuel her body? How would she handle a setback? And then when I got the answers to those questions, that was the way I acted. Even if it felt a bit awkward. Like I remember walking into this is going to sound cringe now because I don't even think of it as this, but like the blokey part of the gym. You know, the part where 10 years ago there were no women who went because we had like a little corner bit. So when I first walked into the part of the gym where all the men are, you know, I felt awkward. I felt self-conscious. But I thought about how the most empowered version of me would act in that situation. And then I acted that way. And I didn't even believe it. But the more I did it, the more I showed up like that most empowered version of me, the more I started to trust her. The more I started to believe that I was her and I was becoming her. So shift number 3 is I stopped outsourcing my permission. Now this one might sting a little. It stung a little the first time I kind of realised it. But I'm being really honest here. I used to wait for someone else to tell me it was okay to want more. It was okay to take up space. It was okay to rest. It was okay to say no. It was okay to be in the photo. It was okay to raise the standard for myself and the people around me. And one day I realised no one was going to come and hand me permission. None of the men in the man's part of the gym were going to say, it's okay, love, you come and you can join us here. No one was going to say to me, it's okay to rest. No one was going to say to me, it's okay to say no to that glass of wine. No one was going to say to me, it's okay to want to be in a picture. I had to give myself permission. I had to give myself permission to do those things because I didn't need to earn my confidence from other people. I needed to stop asking for permission to have that confidence. I needed to stop apologising every time I did feel a little bit of confidence. I remember a couple of times, like, I maybe put something on and I looked in the mirror and I thought, oh, yeah, you look all right. Yeah, you look great. And I felt shame. felt shame for thinking I looked okay in the mirror. Hello, I spent 3 hours in a photo shoot studio last Saturday looking at myself in the mirror and having my pictures taken in very small gym clothes. I did not feel 1 ounce of shame. Yet I remember, 5, 8, 10 years ago, putting on a dress for a Saturday night, looking in the mirror and going, yeah, you look good. And then instantly feeling shame for having confidence in myself. Feeling like I needed to ask permission. I look okay in this, don't I? You're allowed. We're all allowed to feel powerful, to feel confident, to feel sexy, to feel soft, to feel bold, to feel strong, to be raw, to be honest. Whatever version of you've been hiding, it's okay for you to be that person. That's why I've painted the office wall pink. This is me. This is my brand colour. This is my brand colour for a reason. We picked this colour for a reason. People know when they're talking about Chrissy Hiller. When I asked the question on my Instagram yesterday, what colour do you think I'm painting my wall? Literally, everyone said pink, and the couple of people that didn't, one of them said leopard, and the couple of people that didn't have not been following me for very long. This colour screams confidence, it screams out loudness, it screams honest, it screams opinions. This is me. This is the part of me that I had been hiding. So whatever version of you've been hiding, you don't need to hide it. You don't need to ask permission to show it. Give yourself that permission. So these 3 shifts, they changed my life. They changed the way that I show up on a daily basis. They changed the way that I see myself, that I see my health, that I show up for myself every day. And they've changed the lives subsequently, they've changed the life of my family. They've changed the lives of so many of the women I coach. Because, fat loss is great. Feeling strong is amazing. Getting fitter is incredible. But the real transformation that I've made and that the women in my spaces make is becoming the version of them that they truly are meant to be, because they start to lead themselves. So if you've been looking for transformation and you want to know what real transformation to you is, it's when you become the version of you that leads yourself again, that takes yourself through life in the direction you want to. And that's exactly what I'm going to be helping you be doing in the 3-day Midlife Mindset Reset. As I said, it's a 3-day experience to help you reset your mindset, to rebuild trust in yourself and start stepping into the woman that you were always meant to be. So you can DM me on social media, Reset, and I'll send you the link, or have a look at the link in the show notes and you can click on that to join us. I can't wait to meet you inside. Thank you for listening. Thank you for coming back, and come and join me inside the 3-day Midlife Mindset Reset, which by the time we start, I will be all over being able to say. Have an awesome week, and I'll speak to you later.